Good morning. We have a little flight here for my friend, we went into Lodi and kind of botched the landing, but we're gonna do better today because we realize we have a faster airplane than the Cub that I'd been flying, and it takes a little more space to turn because of the higher speed. So that's my excuse, and today we're taking my friend over to visit Columbia. And when you first get your license, one of the places you stop is Columbia because it's a state park, and it had to do with gold mining. It was a gold town back in the old days. So we're going from Lodi, where we just landed from Monterey, over to Columbia for the day. Walk around the village. Again, it's a state park. So here we go. We'll boot up. We'll see what kind of airplane we have today. I can't quite see what the airplane is down low there, and I definitely never seen that castle. So it's not Mont Blanc. These little crawlers down on the bottom of the page don't tell you what's going on. For some reason, every time we boot up, it's nighttime. Of course, half of my actual time was wasn't half, but flying the Dove 6 nights a week, I build up maybe 80 hours a month. So that's 800, so about 1,000 hours a year. So 1,500 hours of night flying, just flying the mail. That's quick off the top of my head, so it's close to that. And we click weather here to get it to the midday. There we go, 12 o'clock, and we'll get rid of that. And we don't need the clouds today, and we should be taking off toward the Sierras. It does say east here, and we'll go straight over to Columbia. I didn't check to see the miles, but it's less than 100 miles, and it's probably right here. So it's 42 nautical miles over there, and let's get going. And we'll just put it on heading, and our heading is to the north, so we'll swing that to the east. Heading 090, and we'll go up to 3,000. We'll go up to let's go to 3,000 feet, and we'll go over here, and we'll be able to take that right up to 3,000 feet, and vertical speed is going to be 1,500 feet a minute. Will be plenty. And we'll turn that on as soon as we get off the ground. We'll take the brakes off. We'll go outside, full power, and this is where we landed. When you learn to fly, they say if you don't land on the first third of the runway, go around. But what I am concerned about is the actual flight time. So we'll go here, and we got flight speed. And get the gear up and the flaps up, and we'll turn on the autopilot and just let it do its thing. It's coming right to the easterly heading that we set in. Should be 090, and it's climbing at 1,500 feet over here on the right. It's climbing at 1,500 feet as we set, and we got. Get our flaps up. Sorry. And we Got to bring the power back a little bit, and we'll reset the inertial separator so we're up high enough that the birds aren't going to get in the engine. I don't know what height the birds get in the engine. Sorry. Go outside. We'll look south towards Stockton. Down that way. We'll look back that way toward Mount Diablo. Over in the East Bay, back at Lodi. We'll look north to Sacramento. Can't quite see Sacramento. We're still climbing at 1,500 feet. Looks like we're going level. And we have to look at our instruments to see that we're not over torquing or heating or whatever. So right there in the center, we can move this back to, yeah, that's about right. Back to center. So we are working on our heading. We could work on course. We'll just hit nav and it'll go over and it'll intercept that line, which will take us to Columbia, and we'll be on a base leg. We're going to land to the north, so we'll make a left base to the runway there. It sort of has a north-south runway, not exactly north-south, but we'll see it when we get there. And we can look on the chart here. Now let's look around one more time. Coming up on the Sierras. Here's the foothills right over here. The gold country, where they discovered gold up Sutter's Creek. I forget what, I think it was Sutter's Creek. Off the, that would be probably, I can't remember the main river, but I'll remember it. Getting long in the tooth, and feeling good. The medical thing, I don't know that I have it behind me, but I certainly 99% is behind me, and I don't like to say the word cured, but I'm doing okay. This little lake up here is real close to Columbia. That may be Columbia, right there. That little spike. Yeah, we'll look back at the panel again. We got looks like 28 miles to go. And I was going to bring down the chart. Sometimes you can see better what you're doing here. There's 50 miles, so what did I say, 24 miles. So we're going to make a left base and land in the north just after we pass right by this lake. And the lake might be Calaveras, could be Calaveras Lake at New Maloney's Reservoir, could be New Maloney's Reservoir. They have Comanche Lake over in here. I think this might be New Maloney's Reservoir. So we'll watch, and this could be Comanche. I obviously I don't have my laptop to identify what we're looking at. It says Rancho Calaveras. I don't recall going to Rancho Calaveras, but some of the folks watching might know Rancho Calaveras. And then I guess we just hop over this little range right here, heading into the Sierras. We'll look up and down the Sierras. So we're going to spend a day at Columbia. We can put the sun down a little bit. A little color, a little afternoon color here. Throw in a few clouds. So we'll stay for the night in the hotel. We have to make sure we don't hit the hills. No, or they're not quite high enough. That's the trouble at night. The hills don't have any lights over in here, so you got to be sure you're high enough so you don't touch the hillside. I may have it a little too dark. We'll lighten it up so we can see the runway. And we'll see how we're doing on the chart. And just past that finger on the lake, and we'll just brush along the lake there. And then after that long finger, the runway should be parallel with that we're looking for. And we'll bring this down and see if it lights up. It says Calaveras. Excuse me, it says Columbia. Angels Camp. No, it's Angels Camp. I'm going to go with New Maloney's. New Maloney's, and we should see Angels Camp here. Let's see what this is. There's San Andreas, Calaveras County. So we've got an aircraft coming after us. Let's see if we see that aircraft. We don't see it. So after we get past the cloud, it should be up high. Yeah, there it is. It's up pretty high. Okay, we'll start slowing down here in a sec. We'll see the lake. Here's the bottom of the lake right there. I think that's New Maloney's. And we'll start slowing down because we're 10 miles away. And we'll look for that finger. Yeah, they have a neat bridge. Yeah, there's the bridge that goes across right there. And we'll see if we spot the runway. I think it's going to be right there. Columbia, right there. 2 miles. Take the autopilot off. There's a runway light, the green and white. Yeah, we're just on right base. We'd call in and say, or left base. We'd call in and say we're on left base. So we got it a little slow. Come back in with a little power. I see the end of the runway. Get it up to 80. Getting a little slow again. Got plenty of runway. Plenty of runway. '75's okay, but 80 would be better. Yeah, here we are. Calaveras. And we won't screw around, we'll just go right on in and park. And now we'll just check our fuel. We'll just put it right here. And so I don't know whether you heard the phone. Here we are, Calaveras. And we'll go see the state park, which is Gold Town. Kill the engine. There's our fuel if we need any. We might need that to get back. Although they had fuel. So let's say the fuel is a little less expensive up here, and it would be cooler, so we would get it would be a little condensed with the coolness, so we'd get a little more fuel, get a little more bang for the buck. Okay, we'll tell DA it's time to open up and pile out. Thanks for riding along. Bye-bye. 12 minutes. So let's make sure we have this